Hey guys, welcome back to Kart Track Reviews. This is Steven. I'm actually going to talk about an event that I did recently. I went with Touring Kart Championship to Lehigh Valley in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and we did a little race there. So what they do is they do a qualifying, and then they do a race, and then they do a second race. Um, First race is obviously, well, not obviously, but they call it a pre-final, and then the second race is the final. Everybody is ballast or uses a ballast to get to about 200 pounds. I think plus or minus 3 pounds is the race weight, and the races are about 15 minutes if I remember correctly. I had done one of this before immediately after my leg injury, and so it was a little bit difficult. So I was like not competitive at all. However, this time I actually was competitive, which was really nice. The first, the qualifying, I had ended up getting the second fastest lap. Not too far ahead of third place though. I think third place had like 0.1 seconds slower, I believe, in terms of lap time, qualifying lap time. So I ended up starting in second for the race for the pre-final, and then I ended up going back and forth. So I ended up losing a position in third, going back to third, and third place. He knows who he is. It was Agosto, and he has a channel as well, or rather an Instagram page. And he ended up passing me, getting into second. I ended up falling back into third, and I was like, I gotta get him back. I did end up finally finding a place to pass him. I think it was around the bend, the long right-hand sweeper, and I ended up passing him. However, he ended up getting me one more time, so that was actually kind of fun. I ended up in third place. He ended up in second. I don't remember who was in first, but that was still kind of fun. I do like having it where like someone is around the same skill level as you, so you can kind of go back and forth, and it makes it a lot more exciting. So after that pre-final, the three fastest times from the three pre-finals go to the final race, Group A, and so those will be like the 9 fastest people, or 10 fastest people, or whatever, go into that one. And so I ended up in the A final, and I believe I started in 8th position. So in the A final, so you had like the fastest guy in the whole group of racers. I think it was like 25 or 26 people, and it was interesting because there was an incident in front of me. So position 7 ended up having an incident, causing me to swerve, if I remember correctly, and then position 9 and 10 got ahead of me as well, because I was like super tight with 7th. So once that incident happened, I was like just not in a good position to really pass. So, but I passed him, and then 9 and 10 passed me. It was really impressive. 7th ended up in 10th. I ended up in 9th. I was catching up to 8th and 7th, but as the laps went on, but I just could not find an opening to get back into 8th position, at least, because I was hoping to at least get into 8th. Based off of the lap times, my best lap was fast, or maybe it was average lap. I gotta look at the paperwork again. But the either my best lap or my average lap was faster than the best or average lap of 7th and 8th position. So I knew I was like, and on top of that I was gaining on them. So I was like, I knew I was faster than them, but I just didn't know, I just couldn't find an opening to get to pass them. So it was pretty difficult. And yeah, so I ended up in 9th position. So I ended up losing a position in both races. So that was kind of disappointing. But this was really like my first time doing an event with them where I felt confident enough to actually be competitive, so that was cool. I would do another karting touring kart championship again. They're really good at Alec is really good at managing it and running it. So kudos to him. I do really appreciate him putting in the effort. I want to make that clear. I really do appreciate Alec's effort that he puts in because I'm sure it's not easy and I'm sure it takes a lot of time to get it all done and go all together. So I hope he continues doing them. I know he does it. He did it last year and this year. I don't really know outside of that. And so at this point, I would totally do another touring car championship race again. However, I don't like to travel too far necessarily in terms of those kinds of events because a lot of times they don't really line up, or I might like only have a day off around it, so it'd be tough to like get back home and be ready to go to work and stuff like that. So
yeah, I was watching that battle there. You were on him then.
I know it was tough after a while. That does make it a little bit more complicated, but I do enjoy the races. I like the layout and it's fun. The only thing I would advise for anybody that is competing in Touring Kart Championship or really any racing, to just get a GoPro like this, like the one I have. I have a GoPro 8, which is okay. It's definitely a little older than the current models, but it's useful. And the reason for that is because if you do have to appeal any, you know, any issues or incidents on the track, they're gonna want to see your GoPro footage. So it's nice to have it and make sure it's recording because that's actually the problem I ran into here. I didn't make sure it was recording, and so I ended up only recording some parts of my races or some parts of the day, and I didn't even get to record the whole race. So I apologize for that, and I'm very disappointed in it. But you know what? Live and learn, and I'll fix that for the next one. Next time I'll actually ask maybe the referees or the flag corner workers, whatever you want to call them, to maybe check my GoPro, make sure it's still running. So again, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns about this whole event or how to get information regarding it, I'm going to put a link in the description for the website for the Touring Kart Championship, so at least you can take a look at it. And if you find it interesting, please participate because it's only going to make it bigger and more fun and more competitive. So appreciate you guys watching. Like if you like, dislike if you don't, comment if you don't like, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.